Namaste. In this clipping, I am going to explain to you the two commodity consumer equilibrium theory. This theory is otherwise known as the equimarginal utility theory. So, going by this name, by now you should have understood that it is the cardinal theory, and what are we going to equate? Equimarginal utility, right? So, even as a consumer is going to spend the income on purchase of two commodities, let's assume X commodity and Y commodity. As per the assumption, the income of the consumer will be given and that would remain constant. And price of both the commodities X and Y will also remain constant, and marginal utility of money which the consumer is going to express, right? Because marginal utility, it keeps changing from person to person, so each one will be expressing the utility that money is going to give to them. And marginal utility of money, even though it changes as per the theory, that is also held to be constant. So given the income, given the prices of both the commodities X and Y, and given the marginal utility of money, in what way the given income will be spent on the two commodity X and Y, and which combination of X and Y will give the consumer maximum satisfaction is what is the theory. So, let's assume that the income given to the consumer is 5 rupees and the price of X and the price of Y both are assumed to be 1. The price of X and price of Y, they are assumed to be 1. So, with this, we will make a small table to understand the two commodity case or the cardinal consumer equilibrium theory or the equimarginal utility theory. So, marginal utility derived from X, marginal utility derived from Y commodity, that is what we need to equate as per the theory. Remember, it is the equimarginal utility theory. So, marginal utility of one commodity should be equal to that of the marginal utility of the other commodity. Only then the consumer will be attaining maximum satisfaction or will attain equilibrium. So, that is the first condition for equilibrium. Marginal utility of X product should be equal to marginal utility of Y product, because in this example these are the two commodities consume X and Y. Fine. And the second condition for equilibrium will be the law of diminishing marginal utility should be operational even as the consumption activity is going to be continuous. Whether on a single commodity or whether on two commodities, however the expenditure is going to be undertaken by the consumer, there should be the law of diminishing marginal utility in operation. So, we will see how the money is going to be spent on the two commodities and thereby the marginal utility derived from each. We've assumed income given to the consumer is 5 and the price of X commodity is equal to the price of Y commodity, and for simplicity's sake that's assumed to be 1. So let's say the first rupee that is going to be spent, it's going to be spent on purchase of X commodity, and that might give him maximum utils. So 20 utils is what the consumer attains from X commodity. And the second commodity, if the consumer is going to spend on Y commodity, then utils derived should be lesser than the first one, because remember DMU should be operational. So 20 utils for the first rupee spent, second rupee spent might be giving 16 utils, third rupee, let's assume consumer continues to spend, and maybe this time on X commodity the third rupee is going to be spent here, that is going to give 10 utils, right? 20, 16, 10. Then the fourth rupee is going to be spent on X itself. So if that is going to be the case, the fourth rupee that is spent might give lesser utility than the previous one, so 8. Then he is going to move on and spend the last rupee on Y commodity, which is also going to give 8 utils, right? Fine. Now 8 is what is the marginal utility that the person gets from X. 8 is what is the marginal utility that the person gets from Y, right? That is equal. Also the money income is fully spent 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? Now through this table, right, I will mention yet another condition. The third condition, through this marginal utility equation, is the last rupee that is going to be spent on, both the commodities X and Y should give an equal utility. Right? So 1, 2, 3, this is the last rupee spent here. So the consumer is buying 3 units of X, and 1, 2, that is the second rupee spent on Y. So the consumer is buying 2 units of commodity Y. So this bundle 3X and 2Y is supposed to give the consumer maximum satisfaction or maximum utility. So that is where the person attains maximum satisfaction, in the sense that is the equilibrium, right? Fine. Now let us assume that the entire income is going to be spent on the purchase of X alone, right? Forget that he has Y. He is going to spend his entire income on the purchase of X alone. Then first rupee spent 20 utils, second rupee spent 10 utils, third rupee spent 8 utils. Then say the next rupee that is going to be spent, which is the fourth rupee, basically might give him 7 utils, and the last rupee that is going to be spent over here probably might be giving 5, right? Now the other extreme is the consumer is going to spend the entire income on the purchase of Y. So first rupee spent gives 16, second rupee gives 8, and then the third rupee, if it is going to be spent on Y, then that could be giving 6 utils, right? Then let us say one more, 1, 2, 3, fourth rupee is going to be spent here, which might be giving 5 utils, and one more rupee is left. Let's assume that's also going to be spent here itself, so that is going to give something like 3. Fine. Yeah. So if these are the cases, then which one is better, whether spending on X or on Y, or combination of X and Y? Then it is through the total utility approach that you can find out the total utility that is derived by the consumer even as the consumer is going to spend the entire income by purchasing only X, by purchasing only Y, and then combination of X and Y. Yeah. So if you total up, you will understand that combination of X and Y will be 20 plus 16 plus 10 plus 8 plus 8. Fine, 5 rupees only. So the 5 rupees is going to be spent like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Fine. And if the entire income is going to be spent on the purchase of X alone, then that would be 20 plus 10 plus 8 plus 7 plus 5. And then total utility that is going to be received if the entire income is going to be spent on Y. So that would be 16 plus 8 plus 6 plus 5 plus 3. Fine. So if you sum it all up, very clearly you will understand that over here the total utility in case of X and Y will be maximum. Right? It is 62 utils which the consumer might be getting, right, over here, when income is going to be spent on both the commodities X and Y. So through the total utility approach, a combination of X and Y products is what is giving maximum utility. If you sum up these two, definitely it is going to be less than 62 only, right? Only a combination of the products X and Y is going to give the consumer maximum utility, right? Now, through the marginal utility approach, what did you understand? The marginal utility of the commodities were equated. That is why it's called as the equimarginal utility law, right? And then overall there should be the diminishing marginal utility in operation, yeah, separately also and together also, that's what you saw. Fine. And the last rupee that is going to be spent on the two commodities X and Y, they should be equal, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, this is the last rupee spent here. 1, 2, last rupee spent here. They give equal utility, right? So it is the marginal utility approach that I have shown initially, and as per this the consumer attains maximum utility with 3 units of X and 2 units of Y, which is the equilibrium according to the marginal utility method. According to the total utility method, this is how you arrive at it. Total utility derived by consuming only X is what is shown here. Total utility derived by only consuming Y, the other extreme, is what is shown here. Fine. And then a combination of X and Y. So that will be all the 5 rupees spent in the combination. So 20 plus 16 plus 10 plus 8 plus 8. So that is maximum utility. So you understand that the total utility method suggests that combination gives a better satisfaction. Marginal utility method also says that there should be equation of the marginal utility. Fine. So these are the two methods through which the two commodity case consumer equilibrium, the cardinal theory, can be understood. Hope you have understood the theory. Namaste.